Hi, Carino. Good day. Welcome back. Look who is back. Okay, let me start with an apology. I know I'm fond of apologizing on this channel. I'm sorry for taking so long before I dropped this. I was actually a bit under the weather. It's quite serious. And I'm trying to recover. I'm still on medication in the course of this tutorial. Sometimes I'm a bit off, so please just pardon me and take me as I am. So like I said, I'm really sorry for the long break. I did not see that coming, trust me. So in this video tutorial, we'll be making this beautiful granny square hat. This art or love themed, since we just finished Valentine, so why not? So we'll be making this beautiful simple ruffled. It can actually be customized to any size you want. So don't forget, if you're interested in making the top, we have the tutorial on the channel, and also the bell bottom pant. Excuse me, if you're interested, kindly check it out on the channel as well. So we'll be making this beauty today, and the very last piece we'll be making later will be the bag. Trust me, I pray for strength so that we record soonest. So that being said, let's get into the materials we'll be needing to make this beauty, and we'll jump right into the tutorial. So this is the yarn I'll be using, the very yarn I've been using to make this set. So it's called Yeye. It's a common brown yarn in Nigeria, and it's a 3-ply yarn. It's 100% acrylic fiber, and it's about 40 grams. It's about 40 grams right there. So as you can see, it's quite thin, so I'll be working with 2 strands together. So I'll be using these 2 colors, the baby pink and white, which is the color of the sets we are making. So we'll be starting off with the hat, and then we turn it into a square. So I'll show you the step by step on how to make this. And so after the yarn, it's quite not yarn consuming, trust me, since it's granny square and the ruffles are not that much. So if you're interested in making a very ruffled, like an extremely ruffled art, I have a tutorial for it on the channel. Kindly check it out. I will leave the link in the description box so you can check it out if you want a really ruffled art. So we'll be needing a pair of scissors for cutting. The hook size I will be using is size 4.0 mm hook, 4.0 mm hook right there. We'll be needing tapestry needle. So if you are doing for 0 to 3 months or 0 to 6 months, I'll suggest you downsize your hook, or unless you want it to run big, then you can use 4.0 just like I did. And if you are doing for bigger size, check the description box. I have the size chart there, so you can easily follow that. So that being said, without wasting much of your time, let us jump right into the tutorial. And before that, please, if you find the video useful, please give it a thumbs up. Click on the subscribe button to support the channel, and also you can support the channel by subscribing to any of my membership plan. I have 3 plans, so you can check it out and subscribe to any of the plans. So that being said, like I said, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you, and let's get started. So to make our bucket hat, there are some few things we need to put into consideration. I'll be dropping the size charts of everything we need in the description box, because you are going to be needing 3 major measurements. Be needing the crown measurement, the arc length, and the edge circumference. Those are the 3 measurements we'll be working with. So, and we are going to be working with our granny square. So this is it. Like I said, check the description box for the size to see the measurement for the size you are working with, or if you have a measurement or your own that you want to work with, please go ahead and do that. So I'm doing for size 6 months to 1 year. Remember the size we've been doing for the sets. I said I even wanted to size up to 18 months. So we'll be needing the crown measurement, the arc length, and the circumference, just like I said. And firstly, I'll be considering the circumference, the edge circumference. And the edge circumference for 6 to 12 months or 6 to 1 year is around 14 to 16 inches, the edge circumference. Like I said, yours might vary depending on the size you're doing. And whatever size you're doing, check the description box for this size. So the edge circumference is 14 to 16. So any measurement we want in between 14 to 16 inches. So this is more like a swatch. I'll be showing you how to do this. So I just want to take you through so that you can decide on the hook size you'll be using for the size you're making. So the edge circumference that I'm doing is 14 to 16. Remember to check yours in the description box. So, and we'll be using 4 of these for the edge circumference, 4 pieces of this for the edge circumference. So I'm going to take the measurement of this, and the measurement for this is 4 inches. As you can see, this is my swatch, and I used 4.0 mm hook. So this gave me 4 inches, and I'll be needing 4 pieces of this, and I need about 14 to 16 inches. So 4 of this, 4 times 4 is 16. So definitely I'm still working around what I need. So if you are doing for a smaller size, remember you'll be needing 4 of this. I'll suggest you, unless you are using a thinner yarn, but if you are using the same yarn or a little bit thicker yarn, I would suggest you downsize your hook. I use the exact same pattern, but this I use 3.0 mm hook. As you can see what I have, this is smaller than this. This measures, I think, around 3.5 inches right there. So you can obviously tell that 4 of this will give me 14 inches. 2 of this is 7, then another 2 is 7, so that's 14 inches, while 4 of this will give me 16. So this you will need to make a piece, then take the measurement and check it with the size you're making, so you know whether to go forward and complete the remaining pieces for your granny square, or you will need to switch your hook size. I hope that makes sense, and I hope my explanation is very clear enough. So quickly, let's make our granny square. So in case you are making this for a bigger size, you can consider using a thicker yarn, or upsizing your hook. You might consider using 4.5 or 5.0. So, or if you don't want to upsize your hook, you can decide to do one more round of this. So instead of having 2 rounds of color pink, you can decide to do one more. That will give you 3. So I hope that makes sense. So let's start with we are going to start with the heart, the little heart we have inside, and I will be starting off with my color white. So we are going to make a magic ring, and I'll show you quickly how to do that. So I'm going to grab my yarn and place that on my palm, just like this, and I'm holding the end with my thumb. So I'll go ahead and wrap this around my 2 fingers, which is my middle finger and my index finger. So I'll bring this to the back and I'll hold it with my pinky finger, as you can see. So this is what the front looks like, and this is what it looks like at the back. So I'll grab my hook and I'll slide in my hook and pick the one at the back, the yarn at the back. I'm going to pick that and I'll make a twist. I will hold it with my other finger so that I can remove this, and I will go ahead and chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. So you see this tail we have inside. I'm going to bring it out, and as you can see, we have an adjustable ring. So this is our magic ring. I hope that makes sense. In case you don't get that, please rewind so that you can fully understand and see what I did. And so after doing that, this chain 3 counts as our very first double crochet. So this is our first double crochet, so we'll go ahead and do 11 more double crochets in this magic ring. So let me show you quickly on how to do a double crochet. You yarn over, go right into your circle, grab your yarn, pull out a loop. You have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, you put through the first 2, yarn over, you put through the last 2. So we just made our first double crochet. So let me show you that again. You yarn over, you go right inside, you pull out a loop. We have 3 loops. Yarn over, put through the first 2, yarn over, put through the last 2. So we have 3 now. Remember, our chain 3 counts as our first double crochet. So we have 1, 2, 3, and now we go ahead and do 9 more, because we need 12 in total. So I'll go ahead and do 9 more. So when I have my 12 complete double crochets, remember to include your chain 3. When I have that completed, I will come back and let you know the next thing to do. So this is what I have. So let's count together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and our chain 3, 12. So we have that completed. You see, this is our yarn tail. We are going to pull that gently, and we are going to close this up. So make sure you don't pull too tight so that you don't break your yarn. So we have our 12 double crochets. You see our chain 3 that we started with. We'll go right at the top of our chain 3, which is 1, 2, 3 right here. We'll go right at the top and make a slip stitch. So So you go right inside. Okay, I think this is the top right here. Go right inside, pull out a loop, and you put through that. So we just finished our first round. So for the second round, we are not going to chain anything. You see, this is our chain 3, which is our first stitch. We are going to skip it. This is our second stitch. We are going to skip it as well, and we go directly into the third stitch, which is this. We are going in with a treble crochet. To work a treble crochet, we are going to yarn over 2 times. So I yarn over once already, so I'll go ahead and yarn and do one more. So I yarned over 2 times. So like I said, we are skipping 2 stitches. So I'll skip the chain 3, which is 1, and I'll skip the next double crochet. So I'm going to enter into the third stitch right there. I'll go right inside, grab my yarn, pull out a loop. I'll yarn over. We'll put through the first 2 loops. We yarn over and put through the next 2 loops. We have 2 loops left. We yarn over and put through the last 2. So we put through 2 loops 3 times. Let me show you how to do that again. We yarn over 2 times. Then we go back into that same stitch. I'll go right inside. I'll pull out a loop. So I have 4 loops on my hook. I'll yarn over. I'll put through the first 2 loops. I have 3 loops left. I'll yarn over. I'll put through the next 2 loops. I have 2 loops left. I'll yarn over and put through the last 2. So we just have our treble crochet. So we have 2 done already. We'll go ahead and do 6 more treble crochet inside this same stitch. We have to do 8 treble crochet in total. So we have 2 done already. We'll go ahead and do 6 more. And when I have my 6 done, when I have my 8 treble crochet completed, I'll come back and let you know the next thing to do. So I have my 8 treble completed. So let's count together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 right here. So make sure you push your stitches back, your treble crochet back, so that you can see the next stitch, so that you don't skip any stitch. So I'll yarn over into the next stitch, which is this. I'll work a double crochet, just 1 double crochet. I believe we know how to do that already. And in the next stitch, we work a double crochet again, just like that. And in this next stitch, we are going to work a double crochet and a treble crochet. So I'll work a double crochet first. I'll go right in, work my double crochet, and I'll go back into that same stitch and work a treble crochet. Remember, you yarn over 2 times. I'll go right inside, pull out a loop, put through the first 2, put through the next 2, put through the last 2. So we're actually at the base, at the very point of the heart. So we are going to chain 1, and we'll move to the next stitch. We are going to mirror everything we did here. We are going to mirror the same thing here, but in descending order. So remember, we did a treble crochet and a double crochet. So in the next stitch, we are going to start with a treble and a double. So we finish with a treble. We are going to start with a treble. So I'll yarn over 2 times. I'll go right inside, work my treble crochet, and I'll go back inside that same stitch and work a double crochet. So I hope that is not confusing. So after working our treble and our double crochet, remember we did double crochet here, a double crochet and a double crochet. So we repeat the same thing. So we work a double crochet in the next stitch, another double crochet in the next stitch. So in this very stitch right here, we are going to work 8 treble crochet inside, just like we did here. So we are working on the second side of the heart. So we are working 8 treble. So yarn over 2 times, and you go ahead and work your 8 treble crochets. So I'll go ahead and complete my 8 treble crochets. So I have my 8 treble crochets done. Remember, we skipped 2 stitches when we started, so we repeat the same thing on this other side. So we skip 1, 2. This right here is not a stitch, it's a slip stitch. So we are going to skip all of that, and you see right here, in between our last double crochet and our chain 3, we go right in between and make a slip stitch. Let me show you that again. This is our chain 3, as you can see, and this is the last double crochet we did previously. So I'll go in between the 2 and make my slip stitch. So after doing that, I'll chain 1 and fasten off my white color, because I'll be switching color to pink now. So you can see we have the cute little heart done. Look at that, it's even giving a smiling face. Look at that. So we have this done. Right now we are going to turn this beauty into a square. So that's the next thing we are going to do. So with my pink yarn, I'm going to make a slip knot. So basically, I'll just make a little circle, just like so, on my index finger, and I'll pass the longer yarn inside and pull that. So that's my slip knot. If you have a better way of doing it, please go ahead. So you are going to grab the hat we just finished, and you see this 8 treble crochet we did. We are going to count till we get to the 4th treble. So starting from here, this is the first, so 1 2 3 4. So we enter into the 4th treble stitch. So I entered into the 4th stitch, and I'll grab my pink yarn. I'll join from the back like so, and I'll go ahead and chain 3. 1 2 3. Again, this counts as our very first double crochet. Remember, we are turning this into a square, so that means we'll be needing 4 corners, just like that. So we are starting with the first corner, but we'll be doing half of the corner. So when we get to the very end, when we come back here, we are going to complete our corner. So into this same stitch, I'll go ahead and add 1 more double crochet. Remember, this is our first double crochet, so I'll yarn over, I'll go right inside and add 1 more double crochet. So practically we just did 2 double crochets here. So moving on to the next stitch, we are going to work a half double crochet. So I'm hiding this tail along so that I don't need to weave it when I'm done. So to work a half double crochet, you yarn over, you go right into your stitch, which is the next stitch. I'll grab my yarn, pull out a loop. I have 3 loops. I'll yarn over and I'll pull through all 3. So that's a half double crochet. So after doing that, in the next stitch, I'll work a single crochet. So right here, I'll work a single crochet in the next, and after that we'll work a half double crochet again, and in the next stitch I'll work a double crochet. I believe we know how to do that already, in double crochet. Then in the next stitch we'll work a treble crochet. So I'll yarn over 2 times, and I'll go ahead and work my treble crochet. So after doing that, we are now going to work our first corner in the next stitch, and the first corner we are going to be doing, we are going to work 2 treble crochet, chain 2, 2 treble crochet. So I'll yarn over 2 times, I'll go right in. That's my first treble. The second treble crochet, I'll chain 2, and into that same stitch I'll work 2 treble crochet again. So that's our first corner. We're actually going to be working with different stitches in this round, because you can see we do not have a perfect shape, because we need to turn this art into a square. So we are going to work with different stitches. So after working our first corner, in the next stitch we are going to work a double crochet. So yarn over, you go right in, work a double crochet, then you go right ahead and work a half double crochet in the next stitch. So I work my half double crochet. So right now we've gotten to our chain 1 space, that chain 1. So we go right in and work a single crochet inside. So after working the single crochet in this now chain 1 space, we are going to repeat what we did here. We are going to mirror it here. So the last thing we did was half double crochet, so we start with half double crochet here. Then next we go in with a double crochet, and after that we are going to work our corner, which is what we did here, which is 2 treble crochet, chain 2, 2 treble crochet. We are going to work all that in a stitch. So I'll go ahead, I'll yarn over 2 times, work my 2 treble. That's the second one. I'll chain 2, then I'll work 2 treble again, all in the same stitch. And after that we'll work a treble crochet into the next stitch, just 1 treble crochet in the next stitch. Then you work a double crochet in the next, you work a half double crochet in the next, then you work a single crochet in the next, just like that. Then next we are going to work a half double crochet, then we are going to make another corner right here at the top. If you notice right here at the base, our corners, we made them using treble crochet, but the corners at the top will be using a double crochet. Remember, right here is quite slopey, and right here is quite we have a pointy shape. It's quite pointy here, so we are going to be working with a double crochet for these 2 corners at the top. So right now we'll go ahead and work 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets, 2 double crochets, chain 2, then 2 double crochets. The next stitch we are going to work a half double crochet, and after that we are going to work double crochet 2 together. So let me show you how to do that. Watch closely. I'm going to yarn over, I'll go right into the next stitch, I'll pull out a loop, I'll yarn over, I'll pull through the first two, then I'll yarn over and I'll move into the next stitch right here, pull out a loop, yarn over, pull through the first two. Now I have 3 loops. I'll yarn over and pull through all 3. We just join 2 stitches into one. Excuse me, I hope that is not confusing. So after doing that, we are going to work a treble crochet. But you see this space right in the middle, that is where we are going to work it. So you yarn over 2 times, you go right there. You always slip stitch previously, so you go in there with your hook and work your treble crochet. So after doing that, we are going to repeat what we did here, which is double crochet 2 together. We are going to repeat that here. So yarn over, you go right inside, you pull out a loop, yarn over, pull through the first 2, and yarn over again, you move into the next stitch, pull out a loop, yarn over, pull through the first 2. Now I'm left with 3 loops. I'll yarn over and pull through all 3, and into the very last stitch here, I'll work a half double crochet. And you see where we started right here, we are going to finish our corner, which is 2 double crochets and chain 2. So go ahead and work 2 double crochets inside, we chain 2, and we go ahead and slip stitch on top of our 3rd chain, which is 1 2 3, 1 2 3. Right on the 3rd, I'll go ahead and make a slip stitch. So we just turned the heart into a square. Look at that, look at that beauty. Very simple, easy peasy. So in case you are confused, kindly rewind the video to get that. So I'm going to be adding one more round to this. As you can see what I have here. So in case you are doing bigger size, you might need to add more rounds. It's just a repetition of what we want to do next. So to start the next, I'm going to chain 3. Remember, our chain 3 counts as a stitch. These are first double crochet. So I'll yarn over, I'll go right into that chain 2 space under and we'll add one more double crochet. So practically these are first 2 double crochets. So right now we are going to work double crochet into the next 9 stitches. You start counting from your previous chain 3 right here. These are first stitch, so you start working from here. So I'll go in on my chain 3, work my first double, I'll move to the next stitch, I'll work the second, and I'll go ahead and complete 9 double crochets in total. When I get to the corner, I will come and let you know what to do. So I have my 9 double crochets done, and after completing that, we are right here at the corner. Whenever you get to the corner, you will always work 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets. That is constant. So you go right in, work your first double crochet, I'll add one more, that's 2 double crochets, I'll chain 2, and then work 2 more double crochets in that same corner. So we just worked our corner. So after that, we'll go ahead and work 9 double crochets again, starting from this very first, the next stitch right here. So from here, it's just a repetition. So you go ahead, you work your 9 double crochets. When you work your 9 double crochets, when you get to this corner, you work 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets. After that, you work your 9 double crochets again, 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet. After that, you work your 9 double crochets, you work 2 double crochets, chain 2, then you slip stitch. So go ahead and complete this. So this is what I have after completing mine. Look at that, we have our solid granny square done. Look at the heart. This is so cute. Honestly, I love the heart. It's so beautiful. So if you are making for adults or a teenager, you might need to add one more round. So as for me, my own granny square is ready. Remember, we are making for smaller size, maybe 0 to 3 months. I'll suggest you work with 3.0 mm hook or 3.5. So as you can see, we have our 4.4 inches. So you might want to block this, but for me, I actually do not have that time right now. So I'll just go ahead and work with my granny squares. So we'll be needing 5 pieces of this, 4 for the circumference and 1 for the crown. So that will be at the top, at the very top of the head, while the remaining 4 will be by the side. That will be the circumference. You're actually going to get that as we continue. You're going to understand that as we continue. So after working this, for the 5th one, do not fasten off because we'll be adding one more round. This is quite small for the crown, so I'll be adding one more round for the crown. So we are going to have 3 rounds of this pink for the crown only, while the remaining 4 granny squares, we are just going to be doing 2 rounds. I hope that is clear. So go ahead and complete 5 but on the 5th one, do not fasten off. We are going to add one more round. And before you fasten off, make sure you leave a long tail. We're using that to sew our granny squares together. So I have my 4 squares here. So I have 1, 2, 3. Look at those cute granny squares. So I have my 4 for the circumference. I'll set that aside, and this will be for the crown. So we are going to add one more round, just like I said earlier. So let me show you how to do that quickly. Just the same thing we did for the previous round. So I'll chain up 3, 1, 2, 3, and I will go ahead into the chain 2. I will add 1 double crochet. So this counts as 2 double crochets like that. This is my first and this is the second. And I will go ahead and work 13 double crochets in total, starting from this chain 3. Make sure you don't skip your stitch. Starting from that chain 3, that will be where my first double crochet will go right there. So we complete 13 double crochets, and when you get to this corner, you work 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets. Again, you are going to work 13 double crochets. When you get to the corner, you work 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets. I'll repeat all of that until I get to the very end. So when I have my 3rd round done, I'll come and show you the next thing to do. So this is what I have after completing the 3rd round, as you can see. And the crown measurement for size newborn to 3 months is we need around 3.5 to 4 inches. That's the crown measurement we need. And for 0 to 6 months or 3 to 6 months, we need about 4.5 to 5 inches. So for 6 months to 1 year old, so we need around 5 inches to 5.5 inches. So, and remember, our granny square is giving 4 inches across. So it's not actually a perfect square. This is 4 inches, which is the widest, and this is about 3.5 inches. So after adding one more round, we have 5 inches. So, and remember, it's crochet, it stretches, so it's definitely going to stretch to 5.5 inches. So I am okay with this. In fact, it stretches to 6. So this is fine to be at the top. This will be at the top of the hat, the crown. So right now, what we have left to do is to join our squares together, and we move on to the ruffles. So I chained, okay, let me see that. I want to chain 1 and fasten off. I'll leave a long tail for sewing. So I'll fasten that off and I'll set this aside. The bigger one, the one with 3 rounds, is what I'll be joining last. So I'll be joining these 4 squares together first, which will be for this edge. So right now we are going to start joining our squares together, and make sure they are all facing, they are all in the position you want them to be, so that you don't end up joining any upside down. So make sure they are facing the right direction. So right now I'm going to thread my needle, and I'm going to quickly show you. Actually, this is you can join your squares whichever way you want. If you any method you prefer to use joining your squares, please go ahead and use it. So as for me, I'll be picking the back loops of my, so as you can see, I will make sure this is the front side of my granny square. So I'm going to place this on each other, and I will join from the wrong side. So this right here is the front loop now, but when we are on the front side, it's actually the back loop. So we'll be joining the front loop from the back side. I hope that makes sense. So this right here facing me, which is the front loop now, I'm going to pick that, and I'll pick the one for this stitch for the second square. So this is chain 3 right here, and I'll go right inside it. So we are joining the back loops only. So but while we have it on the wrong side, let's say we are joining the front loop here and the back loop here. So I'll pick the front loop here so that I don't confuse you, and I'll pick the back loop here, and I'll sew. So pick the one right in front of you here, the loop right in front of you here, and pick the loop at the back here, farther away. So I hope that makes sense, and I hope you can see what I'm doing. Let me show you that one more time. You pick the loop right in front of you here, and you see these 2 loops right here, you pick the one at the back. Just as simple as that. So you are just basically we are joining the back loops. So I'll pick that again, and I'll pick the one at the back there, and I'll join. So this is what the front looks like, and it also helps to stretch out. So I'll go ahead and join all this together, including the chain 2, and I'll come and show you how to join another square. Then you go ahead and join the last square yourself. So look at the beautiful pattern we have right there. So I joined the chain 2 as well, and I will go back into that last chain that I joined so that I can make a knot just like that. And we have these 2 joined, so we are going to join the next piece. So we'll be joining this next piece together. I did not leave a long thread for this side, so I'm trying to find how I'm going to join that. So I guess I'll just join from the back right here. Yeah, so this I'm going to join the next. So I'm going to thread my needle and so starting with the chain 3. So this is the right side. I'll make sure they are facing each other like that. So we are joining from the wrong side, remember. So this is the first double crochet here on this corner. So I'll pick the back loop right here. Now I'll go into my chain 3 and pull. The next I'll go through the back loop and this right here, the next one, just like we did for the previous square. So it's more like you're picking the front loop here and the back loop here. So the front loop, the one right in front of you, and the back loop, the one further away. So I'll go ahead and complete that. Remember to join your chain 2 as well. So when I have that, I'll join the last one, and after joining the last one, I will join the last side together so that I can have all 4 joined together. And the last one we'll be joining is the crown, and I'll come and show you how to do that. So after joining my 4 squares, this is what it looks like. So that's the wrong side, so here is the right side. So this is what it looks like right now, and this gives around 8. You can see it stretches, so this is going to give us 16 inches because 8 plus 8 is 16, and even more because it stretches. So we'll be joining the bigger square. We'll be joining that on the top. Make sure you are joining it in the right position. So this is where the hearts are facing, so this will be right here. So I'm going to turn it inside out again. I'll be joining on the wrong side, and I'll be joining like this. I'll be turning that inside out as well, and I'm going to thread my needle. If you have a better way to join your squares, like I said, we all have different methods. Please go ahead and use it. So remember that this is bigger than this, so this is what we are going to be doing. This right here, we have, I think, 16 stitches. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. That's 16, 17 stitches. 17 stitches. And right here, I think we have 13. 1 2 3 4 5 and 6. Yeah, 13. So this is what we are going to do. We are actually going to eventually we are going to join 2 stitches from here to one of this, because this is more than this, obviously. So we are going to start joining. You see our chain 2. We are going to start joining from the, you see the chain 2 from the bigger square. We are going to join 1 chain to this and 1 chain to this. So we are not joining the 2 chains here, no. We join 1 here, then we join 1 here. So this is the one I will be joining. This is my chain 2. This is 1, this is 2. So I'll join from here. This is my chain 2 here. Remember, I have chain 2 here, I have chain 2 here. So I'll be joining from here. That's my first chain here. Remember, we are joining just 1 chain here, 1 chain here. Then the remaining 1 chain we are joining to the next square. So I'll be joining my next chain from the circumference, from the 4 squares. I'll be joining to the next stitch here. Remember, we have more stitch here, so we are just trying as much as possible to find a way to squeeze that in. So this is my next square right here. Pick the front and pick the next stitch as chain 3. So I'll just go in anyways. So into the next, which is the first stitch here, I'll pick the front loop here and I'll pick the back loop here. So I'll go ahead and continue joining like that, and randomly you are going to join 2 of this here to 1 of this, just to make sure that you have this completely joined. So remember, we have extra chains here, so we are just going to join 2 stitches to this place 2 times. So if you follow my method, I don't want to get you confused. If you follow my method, remember, this is, I think this is 4 stitches more than this. Yes. So we have 2 extra chains here. Remember, we are just joining 1 chain from here to this place, and we have 2 chains here on each here. So we have 2 extra stitches on this. I hope you understand. So we are going to take away that 2 extra stitches. So we will be left with just 2 extra stitches on this bigger square. So randomly, you are just going to join 2 of these to 1 randomly 2 times. So let me show you how to do that. So let's say I want to join my 2 stitches to 1 now. So I'll pick the front loop here. Remember, I have more stitches here and less here. So I'll pick the front loop and I'll pick the back loop. I'll join and I'll pick that front loop again, that same stitch, and I'll pick the back loop of the next. So I'm joining 2 here, 1 here. So I hope that makes sense. So I'll go ahead, join that, and when I have that joined, when I have this completely joined, I'll come and show you how to continue, how to move to the next square. So after joining the first square completely, so moving to the next, I'm going to pick the first chain here and the remaining 1 chain here. Remember, we are joining just 1 here and 1 here. So I'll move to the next chain here and I'll start joining. It's just as simple as that. And I'll move to my second chain and I'll move to the first stitch on the bigger square. Pick the front loop. Again, so going to my very first stitch here. Okay. Okay, that's my last chain right here. This is the first chain, the first stitch. I'll pick the front loop here, and I'll pick the back loop here. So you go ahead and continue. Remember to randomly join 2 stitches from the bigger square to this. Remember to randomly do that just 2 times for each square, and you go ahead and follow the method I told you. And when I have all this completely joined, after joining that, I'll go ahead and weave in all my hands, then we'll come and start working on the next thing. So this is what I have after sewing all. Look at that. You can see that where we joined 2 stitches to 1 is not visible. So we have that completely joined. This is what the top looks like, and this is the side. So right now the heart length for the size I'm making is 6.25 inches. So right here I have around 6 inches. So the remaining 0.25 is going to fall on the ruffles. So if you don't have the exact length of your heart length, you should have something very, very close to it. So right now we are going to start working on the ruffles. We are practically like almost done with our hat. All we have to do left is to add the ruffles to our beautiful hat. So I'll make a slip knot and I will join anywhere. So I'll join right here, anywhere to the stitch right here, and into each and every of our stitches we'll be working 3 double crochets each. So I'll chain 3, which is my first double crochet, and into that same stitch I'll go ahead and add 2 more double crochets. So that will complete my 3 double crochets for that stitch. So I'll go ahead and work 3 double crochets. So we've started our ruffles already. So that's 2 and 3 double crochets. So I'll go ahead and repeat that, and when I get here to the corner, right in this corner, I'll work 3 double crochets inside, and I will jump here. I'll work 3 double crochets as well. Okay, let me go ahead. I'll work my double crochets, and when I get to these corners, I'll come and show you how to do that. So I am right here at the corner. So in this corner right here, I'll work 3 double crochets, and So after working 3 double crochets, I'll go ahead into the next, right here into the next corner here. I'll work 3 double crochets as well. 1, 2 and 3. Now I'll go ahead and continue working 3 double crochets into each of my stitches. 1, 2, 3. Now I'll go ahead and continue this pattern until I have my stitches completely worked, until I get to where I started, and I'll come and show you the next thing to do for the next round. So I worked my last 3 double crochets in this corner, and I'll go ahead and slip stitch right here on my chain 3. So this is what the first round of our ruffles looks like, and the next round we are going to work 2 double crochets into each and every of our stitches. Excuse me, I don't want my ruffles to be too much, but at the same time I want the ruffles visible, like you can see that this is a ruffle that. So I'll chain up 3, which is my first double crochet, and into that same stitch I'll go ahead and add 1 more double crochet, and into each and every of my stitches I'll work 2 double crochets, just 2. So I'll go ahead and repeat this all the way around. So 2 double crochets in each stitch, and when I'm done with that, I will come and let you know the next thing to do. So this is what my hat looks like after working my second round. As you can see, we have the ruffles up, and for the next 2 rounds, we worked 2 rounds already. So for round 3 and round 4, that's 2 rounds. I'll just go ahead and work 1 single crochet into each and every of my stitches. If you still want some ruffles, you can go ahead and do an increase, then 1 single crochet. Like you work 2 single crochet, 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet, 1 single crochet. But for me, like I said, I don't want the ruffles to be too much. I'm fine with this. So the next 2 rounds, round 3 and round 4, I will just go ahead and work 1 single crochet into each and every of my stitches. So when I have these 2 rounds done, I will fasten off my yarn and weave in the ends, and I will come and show you what the finished art looks like. Just 2 rounds of regular double crochet, sorry. So this is what I have after working my 2 rounds of regular double crochet. So this is our first increase and our 2 regular rounds. So I have my hat completed. I sew in all ends, and our bucket hat is ready, and I hope you're able to make yours. And please kindly overlook my my shortcomings in this video, because I know I was a bit off. Like I said, I'm still recovering. So don't forget that we are trying to make a 4-in-1 set. So this is the 3rd piece in the set. So we have the top. So if you are interested, please kindly check the video before this. It's where we made the top, and if you are interested in the pant as well, kindly check the channel. So we have 3 down, 1 more to go. So we have detailed tutorial on how to make all these pieces, everything. Just check out the channel, you see the detailed tutorial. So the very last piece that we'll be making in this set, which is the bag, I'll be dropping that soon. I pray I have strength to record soonest, so that it won't take as much time as it took for the hat. So that being said, please kindly give the video a like if you find it useful, which I believe you did. And also, if you are not yet a subscriber, kindly subscribe to the channel and turn on your post notification bell, so that you'll be notified anytime I drop a new video. So that being said, I will see you in the next video. Bye.